Yoga for healing. What's up? I have here on the table 3 decks that I shuffled of the Kipper decks. And at the bottom of the first deck, we have Mature Man that is dealing with some changes, possibly having to change location, being removed from a estate, apartment, hotel, motel. They're facing changes. They had some wishes, and they're learning maybe they should be careful of what they wish for, because now there's a lot of gossip going about. This also represents, it could be a sibling, someone that you were connected with in a relationship, close family member, someone close to the family that you called friend. There's gossip about the wishes that they had, this mature man. This card also represents spirituality, the hopes and dreams and the wishes, what you wish to manifest, what you're expecting to come in. But what they have coming in, what they have manifested is some legal matters. This is being gossiped about, and this is maybe a reason why they want to change locations, or the reason why they have to move. As the sun brightens up. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but it definitely did get brighter. Concern about this mature man with these changes. Number 5. Someone that had mastered themselves. Well, they thought they did. They mastered something. They were good at something. They were looked at as high honor. But now there's concern. What is it that we need to know? Expectations in reverse. There's a female on that card that's sitting on a couch that's waiting, it looks to be, for someone to approach her way, her doorstep. Or maybe these were some unexpected changes that came in that they were, maybe this person was expecting, because expectations in reverse. Someone's expectations of what they wanted is not coming in, but there is something coming in that they were not expecting. What else is it that we need to know about this situation? Oh. Did you guys notice how that got locked up? It got locked straight up. Well, sideways. They didn't go through that portal. Number 11. I always see this as pillars, columns. They didn't take heed to the guidance that was given. They took advantage of the fortune that they did have. On their pathway, they pretended to be going along with the flow and evolving. But what happened? What was the true story on this path? This path of evolution. Courthouse in reverse, along with messages. imprisonment. Wow. What I'm picking up straight away is they won't even make it to court. This is like a done deal. There's too much evidence, too much proof, too much talk, conversation, messages being relayed. That's what has this blocked. Oh, I got an itch. Okay. We have to get back into that. This is going to be interesting. What else do we need to know about this courthouse reverse? But there's some messages. Messages of concern that's being held up, blocked. Something dealing with a wealthy man. Maybe this is the man that has the money or should be expecting the money. Two more cards. And we're getting into this. It was about some work they did. A community, private. Maybe they thought it was behind the scenes, protected. One more card. A false person landing sideways. Married couple at the bottom of the deck. A union. Some people that work together. Some couple that had wishes. Maybe this expectation card with the female on it, and then these blocked messages of concern with the female on it, and this also. So maybe we're about to get into this feminine that this man was married to. What do we need to know about this expectations in reverse? Main male. What about this main male? Ooh. Now see, this wanted to land in the upright. It bounced off me and went in reverse, but that belongs in the upright. This main man is not getting what he expected because he's found out to be a snake. He should have paid attention to the signs and synchronicities. Number 5 again, 23. Damn, the snake and the rat. These are some dirty bots. These are some dirty, nasty, rotten, scoundrel NPCs. Oh yeah, they are. We're about to get into these greedy mugs. You see how wasteful they are? Taking bites out of things and then just leaving it. And they got their buddies peeking around, the ones that's gossiping, snooping around. Maybe even behind their backs, they have these so-called friends sneaking behind them. They're not even aware of who their true friends are. Sudden wealth sideways. Abundance. It's all about the money they thought was going to flow in. But then there's these messages, documents. They thought they were going to have an abundance always flowing in. They thought because they were in the background that no one would see them. But do you see the light coming down? They're seen. abundance. Another number 7. So, that was brought to a ending for this snake. A complete ending. Another 8. They were going in a vicious cycle, staying in a loop, always wanting to sweep their crimes under the rug, not facing their shadow side of how dirty they were being. They even went to the ancestors, Egyptian ones. And others. They thought they had the wisdom, the scarab. They thought they had the power. They took a path, pretending as though they were evolving like the butterfly, going more into the light. Not these rats. Not these dirty, nasty, slithering, shape-shifting rats. Another number 7. They were navigating in the wrong direction, but they were not taking heed to the guidance. Number 7. Oh my gosh. Love, soul, seeking. They went seeking in the wrong direction. Wow. They weren't using the wisdom or the intuition. They did not take the time to analyze how they were moving. They didn't take the time to observe what the ancestors were trying to navigate them towards. Isn't that another number 7? Wow. 7, 5s, and 8s have been popping up a lot. 11 also, that 11. What about these messages? What do we need to know about these messages? Documents they don't want public. Information they don't want out in the public. That's why they don't want to deal with court, because then it would be public about these lovers that are in union together. They are really trying hard to deny, block these messages, but they are stuck with them, is how I'm picking the energy up. They're not blocking anything. They may think they are, but they're actually binded to the story, to the information, the falsehoods, and that brought a tower. Something they did not want public is very much so public. And always the correct eyes and ears, and the eyes and ears that are needed to hear and see will. So mote it be. They worked hard. They can't get through the storm. They can't make a breakthrough. They use their immature imagination, believing that it was wisdom, but they didn't remember about the trickster spirits. They were caught up into a fairy tale of a story, one that they already saw that was written, that they thought they could take. That's what made it a fairy tale for them, because it was not theirs. It did not belong to them, but they admired it. They saw the glow. They saw the gifts, the childlike nature, the playful nature. What was going to be built? What was going to be rooted and bring vibrance to the planet? Initials G, R, L, or O, C, or M, J. This false person, psst, we have some good news coming in, because they had a mountain they could not cross. This couple, they couldn't get over it, they couldn't get around it, and they can't get through it. It looks like they forfeited that ability. Wow. This card represents the spirituality, their hopes and dreams, their wishes that they wanted to manifest. Remember? Number 9. What do we need to know about this man that's a snake and their expectations that are now in reverse? This card spun around. Meeting. It wanted to be sideways about a house. Something to do with a house. And a meeting. A meeting that did not occur. Maybe they thought they were going to meet up and come to your house. Legal matters at the bottom of the deck. They wanted to cause some kind of legal matters over a house. What was this meeting? Landing on my lap. This couple. These lovers. Someone playing a role about a home. A female energy playing a role in this lover relationship. What were they doing about this house? They wanted big money, so they needed to take the house. And this is how they were going to get this unexpected money from a home that they're trying to block legal court issues because they don't want it to be known what they've done. About a house and a meeting for unexpected income. Lovers, these snakes, this snake and this rat, we can break it down. A snake and a rat who are lovers. They're no longer in agreement with their plans that they already had set for this big luck, dealing with this house for this money. What's the outcome of that? Living room. It's something dealing with the family and an illness. What else do we need to know, Holy Spirit? A death. So someone died and left the house, an estate, and a couple with the female in charge, the rat, working with a snake to block a luxurious home that they wanted to have that was going to bring them a lot of money after a death occurred. And they've been working on this. But now they're facing a tower. What's going on with this tower, Holy Spirit? They're murky thoughts. They're foggy-brained, confused, the both of them. Marriage again. Lovers. A rat and a snake that are now bumping heads, not getting along in this meeting. In murky thoughts. What about this meeting? What do we need to know? Voodoo. Using voodoo over the court system. Lying, manipulating, stealing, perjuring themselves. This couple. A married couple that had some meetings and now they're bumping heads over this voodoo of being false, spreading lies to gain a property of a family home for money after someone's death. And now that spell work is going right back to them. They didn't want to be seen. But someone's spirituality was beyond their expectations. Someone else's manifesting is beyond their expectations. Someone of high honor. Yes, that's bringing in messages of good news. Not for them, though. What do we need to know about this good news? It's about this couple. What about this couple, Holy Spirit Divine? What do they need to know? What would you like to share with them? That they won't be a rich girl, bitch. You will not have the high honor. The ancestors are calling and dragging y'all out, and this is just the beginning. We ain't even got started yet. They can't make a breakthrough. They're in murky thoughts, scared from the work that they put in. Working together, because now it's being talked about. A main female. And the good Lord. Someone that is high honor. Someone that is trustworthy. Someone that others go to for information that they value. This good lady, the main female. What about this main female? This man is in his thoughts about her. Not being in sorrow and grief. Main male at the bottom of the deck. This is someone that maybe have tried to be your main male. What about this main female? High honor. This main female sits in high honor. Small child at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. I'm really feeling pulled. Legal matters and changes. The good lady. What I'm picking up is this good lady may have to deal with some legal matters as far as a child and changes coming into her life, because these people may go to prison and they're going to come to her and ask for her. Some men from the government, military, father figure, the father, a friend of a rich man. It's like I'm picking up this couple's going to want this lady to take care of their child while they're in prison. This is a mountain that this couple has to face with this female. And this female is going to have to choose if she's going to take this child or not. Or definitely not. It's going to navigate the path. It could be really crucial, a crucial matter for this child. It would be of good fortune. It's a matter of destiny and timing. And it's complicated. It's a very complicated, intricate web. This is mind-blowing. And it actually is resonating with me. But this last part is throwing me for a loop. Because what? Who? Let's get some more information. Wow. What cards to use? I'll use these. Yeah. Who resonates? Oh, and a reminder. Hit the thumbs up. Because for me, I feel that those that watch and that are empaths, they can't watch someone's video and not give them any type of kudos or, yeah, I agree, or no, I don't agree. It's like those that are coming to stalk, to be nosy, are the ones that are watching and not leaving a thumbs up. Because I don't see empaths having that kind of character. You moved on. All of this crap's going on. The voodoo work, them hiding things, not wanting it to come out into the public. But you have your spirituality. And you can expect your manifestations are coming in. There are other priorities. Staying grounded. There's more greater priorities than being concerned with what is being seen publicly about this situation. Maybe those that are not healed may have a problem with their dirty deeds, dealing with documents, avoiding a court situation, doing the dirt, doing the deed, but then wanting to hide. But someone with spiritual work and manifestation knows that this is a small, micro thing out of the whole macro picture. That's one reason why we don't get stagnated and stuck. We realize that our issues, our life travels, whatever you want to call it, lessons, I like to call it, is all part of the journey. There are other priorities. One more on that. Stand your ground, landing in reverse. Well, we know for sure that we have been standing our ground. Why you stand your ground in reverse? The feelings are not mutual. Both of these wanted to be sideways. You still miss me. That's a no. So that stand your ground in reverse is them unable to stand their ground. They're not able to prevent this from being public. Because the spiritual realm has got this, and they're telling us, expect it. Because they're stuck in murky thoughts. They have a tower they're dealing with. Destined soul ties in reverse. There are no ties with this couple. There's no binds with this couple. They're karmic. Part of a karmic lesson. Part of your karmic path to get to the other side. A mission, a lesson for the good lady of high honor to stomp on some snakes and stomp on some rats. Good news is coming in for this couple. This rich lady is going to find out she's not the rich lady after all. You didn't mean it. They meant everything they did. Every candle they lit, they meant. Every word they uttered, they meant. Do you see all these specks? That's how much force they wanted to put in, and they go over and over and over and over again. And they meant it. Now it looks like they're bound in that wax. They're headed for a detour. Which brings me to this couple and this mountain they're facing with this child that's causing a detour. $3306 when I said that. Let's see about this detour. I'm going to pull one card from this deck. Abundant attractions. Or you know what? Let's do foretell. We'll do the foretell deck. What can they foretell us about this? What's going on with this small child and this detour? Because we already know good news is coming in about this court situation and these people that wanted to hide their dirty deeds. Communications coming in. Stagnation ends when conversations begin. Whether it's speaking up or truly listening, an open exchange will bring the breakthrough you need. That's all I need. I don't even have to pull for a card. The bottom of the deck overall. Communications coming in on what's going on further. We'll be back with another read. Peace.